The world knows him as El Mencho. But in reality, he is a ghost. He sits at the very top of the FBI and DEA most wanted lists with a $10 million bounty on his head. And yet, no one knows his voice. No one has seen a recent photo. No confirmed location. For years, the world believed the most powerful cartel boss in Mexico was El Chapo, Joaquin Guzman, the leader of the Sinaloa cartel. He became a legend: secret tunnels, daring prison escapes, luxury mansions, and interviews that made headlines around the world. But when El Chapo was finally captured and sentenced to life in a U.S. prison, a massive power vacuum formed in Mexico. And in that silence, a far more dangerous man stepped forward. Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, known to the world as El Mencho. Quietly, brutally, he built one of the most powerful criminal organizations on the planet, the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, or CJNG. This was no ordinary drug cartel. It was something far more terrifying, a system that could challenge modern armies, create its own rules, and spread through the veins of Mexico like a disease. Today we will see how a man who once worked in avocado fields became Mexico's most wanted enemy of the state. And for some, a folk hero. Are you ready? Because in this story, there are no rules, only absolute power. El Mencho's story is not a success story. It is a story of manipulation. He was born in the 1960s in the dusty countryside of Michoacan, Mexico. His early life was simple. He worked in avocado farms, poor, invisible, just another farmer's son. But Mencho wanted more. He crossed the border into the United States. There he entered the criminal world. Drugs, street gangs, arrests. Eventually, he was deported back to Mexico. For many people, that would have been the end. But for Mencho, it was only the beginning. Because every failure taught him something. When he returned to Mexico in the 1990s, he was no longer a farm worker. He was a strategist. He infiltrated the Valencia family organization, gaining the trust of the powerful Mencho cartel. But Mencho's greatest weapon was not loyalty. It was betrayal. He informed on his own bosses, eliminated rivals, and slowly climbed the ladder of power. Anyone who stood in his way disappeared. Under his leadership, entire regions of Mexico transformed into something darker, something closer to hell. 2025 Jalisco, Mexico. The Mexican army launched a major operation. The target, El Mencho. But something unexpected happened. Cartel fighters struck back. Using Russian-made RPGs, they shot down a military helicopter from the sky. It was a historic moment. For the first time, a cartel had openly defeated the Mexican military in direct combat. CJNG was no longer a gang. They had become a paramilitary army. Hundreds of heavily armed fighters, military uniforms, convoys of armored vehicles, even homemade armored tanks known as monsters. Mencho ran his cartel like a technology company of violence. He weaponized social media. Cartel propaganda flooded the internet. Executions were filmed in high definition. Armored convoys entered cities like military parades, and in places where the state was weak. CJNG became something else, an alternative authority. Mencho wasn't just selling drugs, he was exporting fear. This is where the great contradiction appears. On one side, a ruthless enemy of the state. On the other, a hero to some communities. Why doesn't the public report him? The answer is simple. Because Mencho fills the gaps left by the government. During crises, his cartel distributes food. During the pandemic, They handed out aid packages. They gave money to elderly villagers. But the same man responsible for those acts of generosity is also responsible for unimaginable brutality. Rivals hung from bridges, entire families erased, journalists silenced. This strategy is ancient. Silver or lead. Take the bribe or take the bullet. CJNG has infiltrated 28 of Mexico's 32 states. Police forces are corrupted, mayors are threatened, and anyone who resists is removed. Mencho does not rule openly. He rules from the shadows. You don't see him. But in many places across Mexico, you can feel his presence on every street. A shadow king. What makes Mencho truly dangerous is not cocaine. It's something far deadlier. Fentanyl, a synthetic opioid, 50 times stronger than heroin. CJNG imports chemical precursors from China. Hidden shipments, disguised containers, secret routes, inside laboratories hidden in the mountains of Mexico. These chemicals are turned into deadly pills, and those pills flood across borders into the United States, where more than 100,000 people die every year from overdose. From Europe to Australia, Mencho built a global trafficking network. This is no longer just a Mexican problem. It is a worldwide crisis. DEA agents describe him with chilling precision. More disciplined than El Chapo, smarter, and far more ruthless. To the world, Mencho is not a folk hero. He is a criminal mastermind. February 22nd, 2026, deep in the mountains of Jalisco, after years of pursuit. The hunt finally ended. Mexican Special Forces launched a dawn raid with intelligence support from the United States. Their target, El Mencho, the Invisible King, was finally cornered, but he never reached a courtroom. During the operation, Mencho suffered severe injuries. While being transported by helicopter, he died. Just like that. One of the most feared drug lords on earth was gone. But the story did not end there. Because Mencho didn't just build a cartel, he built a machine. Within hours of his death, CJNG-controlled regions exploded into chaos. Road blockades, burning vehicles, attacks on security forces. This was not mourning. It was a show of force. Mencho had built such a powerful paramilitary structure that even without its leader, the system continued to produce violence. His death did not bring peace. Instead, it opened the door to a new and even bloodier power struggle. Now we must ask the real question. Was Mencho the state's most wanted enemy, or a bloody folk hero who filled the vacuum of a weak government? That answer was not buried with his body. His legacy remains. A fentanyl crisis that has killed hundreds of thousands. Cities ruled by fear. And a criminal empire bold enough to challenge the authority of a nation. We tell these stories for one reason, because ignoring darkness does not make it disappear. Mencho may be gone, but the monster he created is still alive. If you are searching for the truth hidden behind the black ink, you are in the right place. Subscribe to The Files and stay in the light.